जरूर दोस्त, ये रहा इस एपिसोड का और भी ज्यादा एक्सपैंडेड, डीपर, डार्कर सिनेमैटिक वर्जन विदाउट हेडिंग्स, fully continuous storytelling, exactly HOA style, long enough to feel like a full episode. Ryan stayed crouched in the corner of his room, gripping the edge of the bed as if it could somehow anchor him to the world he still understood. Every breath felt stolen, shaky, and too loud for the silence that filled the house. His mind kept circling the same terrifying thought. It learned his name. That cold whisper through the wooden door wasn't random. It wasn't a sound. It was a message. A call. The bedroom light flickered again, but this time the shadows that stretched across the walls didn't flicker with it. They moved in slow, unnatural ripples, like living silhouettes bending and curling at the edges. Ryan could feel the air shifting, thickening around him. He felt pressure pushing inward, like the room itself was shrinking. He tried to steady his breathing, but his chest felt tight, his heartbeat pounding so violently that it seemed to echo across the floor. He stared at the doorknob, terrified it would start turning again. But it didn't. Instead, something far worse happened. A soft, dragging sound emerged from under the bed. Very slow, very deliberate, like fingertips brushing the floor as they pulled something across the wood. Ryan's blood ran cold. He didn't want to look. He had always feared that moment, the idea that something unseen might be waiting in the darkness beneath him. The sound stopped. Silence swallowed the room. Ryan leaned forward a little, his body trembling uncontrollably. He lowered himself to the floor, eyes wide in horror, and slowly, against everything his instinct screamed at him, he tilted his head to peek under the bed. At first, he saw nothing but darkness. Then his eyes adjusted. A shape was there, curled tightly in the far corner under the bed. Pale, too pale, its limbs twisted inward as if broken, and its face, half hidden in the dark, was turned toward him, eyes open, unblinking, staring directly into his soul. Ryan jerked back with such force that he hit the wall behind him. He gasped for breath, staring at the bed, waiting for something, anything to move. But nothing moved. The figure simply remained there, watching him from the shadows beneath his own bed. Then, its head twitched. A small, sharp movement, not like a person turning their head, like fabric snapping. Ryan scrambled to his feet, grabbed his phone, and turned on the flashlight. The bright white beam shot across the room, walls, shelves, table, but when he pointed it under the bed, the space was empty. Everything was gone, not even dust. Ryan's hands shook violently. No, 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 no! He backed towards the window. The street outside looked exactly the same. Empty, silent, still. But the figure that was under the streetlight moments ago was gone. It hadn't walked away. There were no footsteps, no shift of light, no trace of movement. It had simply vanished. And that terrified him more than anything. Ryan turned away from the window, but froze mid-step. Someone was breathing behind him. He didn't want to turn around, but his body reacted before his mind did. Slowly, he twisted his head, inch by inch. The pale figure was standing in the far corner of the room. Its head was tilted again, too far, almost touching its shoulder. Its limbs hung loosely as if dislocated. Its feet were turned inward, slightly hovering above the floor. There was no sound, no movement, just presence. A presence that felt impossibly old, impossibly wrong. The light bulb above Ryan's head began to melt. Not explode, melt. Its glass softening as if under invisible heat. Drops of glowing glass fell on the floor, sizzling against the wood. And still, the figure stared at him. Then the whisper came again, but this time it wasn't from the door. It came from directly beside his ear. Open the door, Ryan. Ryan stumbled backward, slamming into the window so hard that the glass rattled. The figure didn't move, but its shadow did. The shadow stretched across the floor, crawling towards him, long and distorted, like fingers reaching out to touch him. Ryan grabbed the curtain rod, ripped it from the wall, and held it like a weapon, even though he knew it was useless. His voice trembled. What? What do you want? For the first time, the figure moved. Not with steps, not with natural motion. It snapped forward a few inches instantly, like a frame skipped in reality. Then again, and again, each movement silent, abrupt,
Wrong, until it was standing only a breath away from him. Its face was inches from his. Its skin was textured like stretched fabric, thin, shifting slowly, as if something underneath it writhed for release. Its eyes were hollow, not black, but empty, like two holes carved into a sheet. When it opened its mouth, the skin stretched like wet cloth. A voice seeped out, layered, broken, stitched together from memories that weren't human. You closed the door on me. Ryan's vision blurred, reality bending as the figure reached out its hand, long, trembling fingers brushing the air between them. And now, I want to come inside. The house vibrated. Every door slammed shut at once. Every window locked itself. The temperature dropped so quickly that Ryan's breath turned white. He realized the truth too late. It wasn't asking for permission. It was already here. And tonight, the door between their worlds wasn't closed anymore.